Emergency. Christine Lippincott was scalped by a box-making machine. She was working in a factory in Greensboro, North Carolina, when her attention wandered. The machine caught her hair and ripped her scalp off from the back of her neck to her eyebrows in a second. Gushing blood, she fainted. Her co-workers carefully extracted her scalp from the machine, packed it in ice, and rushed it and her off to the local hospital. Plastic surgeon L. Scott Levin reattached the arteries in a 6-hour operation. But the crisis wasn't over. Dr. Levin could see that although the blood was running back into the scalp through the reattached arteries, it wasn't running back out through the veins, which were prone to clotting and increased pressure. So Dr. Levin did what many up-to-date surgeons would do. He applied leeches. I know what you're thinking. Leeches? That's disgusting. Great, that's your doctor's new recommendation. Let vampiric leeches suck your blood? Is this a putrid nightmare? Why would someone do this? Well, what about you? What if you got in a terrible accident? What if you were about to lose an arm, foot, leg? These leeches might be the only thing that could help save you. I've always had an interest in the medical field because I have a brother with many medical problems. While reading about alternative treatments, I discovered the practice of using leeches in surgery. If any of you in here are like my speech classmates, then you probably don't know very much about the medical use of leeches. I would like to talk to you about the history and how it works. So how did it all start? Well over 2,000 years ago, humans employed leeches in bloodletting, a practice thought to restore balance of the body's humors and cure everything, from headaches to brain congestion. In fact, leeches were so entwined with medicine that the word leech and doctor were synonymous in Anglo-Saxon English. And by the mid-19th century, leeches had become the aspirin of their day. Can you imagine calling up your doctor and having him say, "Just apply 2 leeches and call me in the morning"? One French physician in the 19th century was said to have prescribed nearly 30 leeches before he even saw his patients. So leeches are cool and all, but they can't really cure headaches, right? It's true that although doctors did understand that leeches could do some good things, they didn't quite have it all figured out. In fact, the Oxford Journal says that they drained nearly 3 quarts of blood from the ailing George Washington before he died. Luckily for us, doctors have gotten much wiser. Look back on Christine Lippincott. She had leeches on her neck and the back of her head. There was a bucket of them in the room with her. Blood was pouring out of her scalp 24 hours a day for a week. But that was the point. These blood-sucking worms maintained her circulation and probably saved her scalp. It's a living drug therapy. In fact, in 2004, the FDA approved the use of medicinal leeches in surgery. Today, they're used to cure many things, such as skin grafts and reattachment surgery. Using them in these surgeries is simple. Poke the warm, blue, congested, swollen skin with a needle to start the flow of inviting, clot-dark blood. Apply the leech, and the voracious worm, having been stored unfed, will saw through the skin with its 300 teeth in its tri-level jaw. Its sucking mouth will draw out congested blood so that the patient's body can create new blood flow channels. Once the leech has fed for 20 minutes to an hour, devoured enough blood to triple its size, and dropped off, sated, its anticoagulant assures that the wound will ooze for 10 hours more. In Lippincott's case, Dr. Levin applied 30 to 40 leeches in 6 days. Crawling through the millennia, leeches have come full circle, from hopeful wannabes to being scorned. and now to valuable medical creatures. Remember Christine Lippincott? That's a true story. I'm sure she didn't go to work that day expecting to have her scalp torn off. No one expects it. You might spin out on the ice going over 4th of July Pass. You never know. Leeches might seem slimy, slippery, or just plain gross. But they might be your life or limb saver.